State Sports Network brings you Extended Buckeye Postgame, presented by Encova Insurance. Here's your hosts, Brandon Beam and Tim Hall.
It's a great night to be a Buckeye. Ohio State goes down into the backyard of the Texas Longhorns and takes them down 28-14. I am Brandon Beam. He is Timmy Hall. Timmy, happy college football Saturday early morning to you, buddy. How was that?
Oh, Beam, hello. It's good to be here with you. I hope Buckeye Nation is enjoying this one because you're one step away from completing the rally and fulfilling what feels like a prophecy. 10 years since their patented run to the 2014 National Championship, the first ever 4-team college football playoff. Here you are, 10 years later.
New format.
I mean, my God, there were times during this game where you just said, I've seen it before. I've seen this script before. Little Clemson 2019, where you're just cooking, right? Where you are the better team. You're a better football team, but you're just making too many mistakes. You're just not able to get all of it done, what needs to be done. The Georgia game here recently, where you just looked really good and had a lot going for you, but you just couldn't get it in the end. This became a hell of a football game. Credit where it's due to Texas. Texas is a lot better team than Michigan. I know there was already a lot of talk, same Buckeyes that showed up against Michigan. No, they showed in the end that they had a little bit more. I mean, it's a 60-minute football game. They made us have quite a few heart attacks before they sealed the deal. I thought they'd win by double-digit points. That was my prediction. This team was looking so good against Oregon and Tennessee that this would be a double-digit point victory. They won it by 2 touchdowns, but we know this was a much tighter game. But a play for the ages.
Yeah.
A play for the ages, Beam. Should we listen to it already?
Over the course of the next hour in time, we will break down this game. But, I mean, when was that? 11:15, 11:20? Like, it's been an hour and 20 minutes.
I know.
And the only thing that you can think about, and the way that Jack Sawyer is playing right now, and JT Tuimoloau as well, an amazing night that he had. He got his ankle taped, and he was grinding some things out. Cody Simon got nicked up a little bit too. But Jack Sawyer has been playing at an incredible level for so long here at Ohio State. And it all kind of just started in this very game last year against Missouri. You know, it did. In the Cotton Bowl against Missouri, game didn't go the right way, but Jack this year has been out of his mind. He continued to play it. I know you lost the game against Michigan. He had this play against Michigan where he intercepted them on the goal line. You thought that was going to be the factor in the game.
Could have been another all-time defensive play for a Buckeye.
And then it is 1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
Oh, my God.
Get a stop on the jumbo package from Texas. It is 2nd down.
That could have been the play of the game. What was that, Beam?
I don't know.
That 2nd down play. Steve Sarkisian calls the plays, right? It was much discussed this week. We've known that he's done that. There was a little conversation about how Ryan Day gave that up and Sark's still doing it. It's worked for them. He dialed up some nice stuff with the screen game that was really confusing Jim Knowles' defense at times in this one. But
running backs out of the back, catching passes out of the backfield was great.
Blue, Wisner, like all these guys, like it was working for them. And confusing Ohio State. They got the touchdown on that play too. It uncovered out of the backfield. But 2nd down and 1. 2nd and 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They pitched that thing back to the 9-yard line, it seemed. And wouldn't you know, Caleb Downs
got him off his course.
Bullet, right? Yep. Right back there, knifing in between the blockers. Lathan Ransom right there, too, to clean it up.
Millisecond after Caleb gets to him, Lathan is right there. And I think a Jordan Hancock was on the play, or maybe a IGB. Not sure of the number, but it was Swarm. Brings up the 3rd down. Jack gets in Quinn Ewer's face, kind of alters the throw.
Yep.
And then
he gets an inside move.
Yep.
Forces the incompletion.
4th and goal at the 9-yard line, and here is how the play of the season so far sounded from Big Daddy.
4th and goal, Texas at the Ohio State 8 with 2:29 to play 4th quarter. 21-14, Buckeyes leading. Ewers in a shotgun. 2x2 wide receivers. Wisner in the backfield with him. Ewers set to toss. Ewers being chased. Hit by Jack Sawyer. Knocked the ball out. Sawyer's picked it up, and he's running down the right side. Jack Sawyer hits the 50-yard line to the Texas 40. Sawyer to the 30, to the 20 of Texas. Jack Sawyer is going to take it into the end zone. his second fumble recovery of the season. Jack Sawyer, Ohio State defensive end. He finally got to Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers. And Jack Sawyer races it into the end zone to give Ohio State a 27-14 lead over Texas.
It had to be him. It had to be Jack Sawyer in that moment.
He is just the quintessential Buckeye right now. It's everything, too. It's his moxie off the field. It's the player that he is on the field. It's everything about this guy. It's his attitude. It's his toughness. It's his overall skill level. It's how, he wanted to come back to this team and was leading the charge. Even you go back to when he was a recruit and how he was pretty much that guy in his class that would have guys over, that was helping to try to bring other key recruits in the class and make sure that they were comfortable still coming to Ohio State. And all these years later, all these games later, and he is just... He's had it so tough for being a player that's this good and never getting to win some of these key games when it is a team sport. And that is how it goes sometimes. C.J. Stroud, as good as he was, had to leave here. Chose to leave here to go on to continue his career in the NFL. Has to live with that, right? And what that does to the legacy, not beating Michigan, not going to a Big Ten championship. And now Jack Sawyer, just a never say die, a never give up kind of guy that just desperately, badly needs, not wants, needs to win a national championship here before it is all done. And now they get to do that in 10 days on Monday, January 20th against Notre Dame.
How good does that sound? Right? Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty solid.
I can't
There's a
believe it.
mantra in this Buckeye defense, and we'll talk to linebackers coach James Laurinaitis coming up here in our next segment. There's a mantra, right? And Jim Knowles says it, and I don't know if it's a top-down approach. You heard Cody Simon say it when he was talking to Matt Andrews in the postgame, and you will hear James say this. You give us an inch, and we'll defend it. And they have done that in plenty of games this season.
Boy,
and
have
no
they.
more bigger example than tonight. Game was going to be tied. You were going to get the ball back with, 2.5 minutes left, 3 minutes, however much time was left on the game clock. And then chaos reigned, and Jack Sawyer got a 6-pack on the stat sheet. A tackle, a sack, a tackle for loss, forced fumble, fumble recovery, touchdown, game over.
Unreal, right? Yeah. All those stats, right? It was like a JT Tuimoloau play against Penn State. It was just all those things that you could do. It's unbelievable, right? Like you mentioned that. I'm already thinking to myself as Texas is driving the football right after the offense finally figured it out. This was a weird game, right? This was a strange one.
And so many penalties.
You can't do it. You can't have it. And some of the personal foul penalties, they got to make a big deal out of that. They have to. They got to make a really big deal out of what Travion Henderson did and out of what Austin Saravel did. You can't have it. You can't talk the talk about coming back and playing for each other, playing together. And the one mission here with the other shortcomings is to get into this tournament and win it all, and then have plays like that that can kill your chances, stupid plays like that can kill your chances. They got to make a big deal out of that. But the way this started, it was a continuation from Oregon and Tennessee. They deferred, which... Did that shock you a little?
I was sitting at my house watching this game, and I said, take the ball.
Take the ball and score.
Just go down there, get out to an early lead.
Right.
Maybe it's a replay of the Tennessee and the Oregon game.
Right.
They deferred. Texas got the ball. They get a first down or maybe two
maybe
on that
a first
opening
down,
drive.
but
Got a first down.
They stopped them.
And then you went whoosh right down the field. You were in a position that you were going to score a touchdown. Trey gets the foul call.
You get another
on him,
stop, right?
Gets the 15-yard personal. And then until they doctored up that screen pass right before the end of the half, they were doing nothing offensively.
Right. And let's honestly look at that play. There's no actual script with the time they had left at the end of the half that can get them points. It really, you're just sort of hoping. You're just going to check it down and see what one of your weapons can do. And luckily, Texas just sort of didn't have him checked.
He got a little pressure. They brought 5, and then they kind of dipped back.
It was a little too easy for him to catch the ball and have a good 5 yards of space to kind of diagnose where he wanted to make his move. And we know him. We know how electrifying he is with the football. That's the last guy you want to give a chance to do something like that, because there was nothing that Ohio State could do on that drive other than maybe get it into field goal range by the time the clock ticked away. But beyond that, after the Travion personal foul, their pipes were blocked offensively.
Texas good defense.
Yeah, and it didn't come back until late in the game when Ohio State finally has that scoring drive, and when the defense softened and just they were getting killed on that drive. Right after Gunnar Helm gave them the gift of going backwards 15 yards after they had a big play, they got it right back and just went deep to Matthew Golden. You're like, all right,
here we go.
Here we go. Right. And then when they got to the 1, you're saying, oh, shoot, we better hold our breath, because it's going to be the Buckeye offense back out there with just enough time to get stopped and give it back to Texas so they could beat you at the end with a field goal.
Jack Sawyer said, I'm not letting that happen. I'm not letting it happen.
I got a good one from Jack for you. You were listening in on the postgame as well, and Sawyer was sitting right there next to Will Howard, and they were asking him what was he thinking when he was running down the sideline. We had to edit this because Jack is a little bit colorful when he's up there.
Yeah, I guess just don't fall like Will did. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. But no, seriously, I hit about the 30, and I look back. I'm like, I hope I got some blockers. I'm running out of steam here. And they were running with me side by side, and man, that just speaks volumes to who this team is too. We always have each other's back, and it was a special moment. I love Columbus. I love the state of Ohio, and I love Ohio State football. And, man, like I said a million times after the game, God is great, and he's put this team in such a great spot. And I'm just so fortunate to be playing in the national championship my last year here.
It also kind of rounds up – that answer kind of rounds up the way that these guys love each other.
Right.
I can poke and prod you. We were all thinking it when we were watching it on the TV, or we were listening onto the radio, whatever we were doing. Will Howard should have scored a touchdown. He's done that a couple of times, right? They ended up punching it in. They had a nice reverse to Emeka, got them down to the 2-yard line. Will couldn't get it in on the quarterback draw there at the 1, and then Quinshawn was able to pop it in. But then Jack, to save the game, to stop the Ohio State offense from going back onto the field in a very nervy situation where they hadn't been great in the second half, to him to say, all right, I'm just going to take it into my own control. And then afterwards, I'm going to make fun of Will Howard for falling down. It's great.
I'm sure a lot of Buckeye fans are going to spend some time racking their brains over the next few days and thinking about that play that this guy got to make, a Central Ohio kid who is just giving everything for this program. And not a lot of people get a chance to live something like that out. And as crazy as that play was, with everything that's on the line, with everything that this program has missed out on recently, and how you're right there on the brink of missing out on it again if something doesn't happen, if someone doesn't take control. And for that play, like you said, a sack, a TFL, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, 83 yards down the sideline. You're a big defensive end. Ah, goodness, it's unbelievable. The greatest defensive play in Buckeye football history.
It doesn't get better than that. Again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Ohio State takes down Texas 28-14. Coming up next, we're going to be joined by linebackers coach James Laurinaitis as the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken, so what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan.
You can join us Monday at noon for the next Jake Diebler Show presented by Roosters. You got questions about their upcoming matchups against Wisconsin and Indiana. You can submit them via X at OSU Coach or go to OhioStateBuckeyes.com. Click on the Jake Diebler Show inbox icon. Again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl down in Dallas. Ohio State moves past Texas 28-14. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through February 3rd, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 6.49 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models with $1,681 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Get ready, Buckeye fans. Donato's just added something special to the pizza playbook. Introducing Donato's new Block O pizza. Donato's golden thin crust cut in that trademark Block O shape, loaded with crispy pepperoni, smoked provolone cheese, and Buckeye Spirit. It's the perfect pizza for game day or any day in Buckeye country. Now get a Block O pizza for just $10 with any pizza purchase. Order today with the Donato's app or at donatos.com.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Now back to the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Back here on the postgame show, Buckeyes get it done 28-14 against Texas. We are now joined by linebackers coach James Laurinaitis. Coach, first and foremost, thanks for the time. Second of all, big congratulations to your guys out there. What was the sideline like during the Captain Jack fumble, sack, TFL return? I mean, I know it was pandemonium at the radio station. Can't imagine what it was like down there on the sidelines.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. We had you always kind of talk about what the silver bullets mean, and one of the things from the silver bullet kind of creed is that the next play is the most important. And so everything happens, good, bad, indifferent. You always got to move on to the next play. And then Coach Knowles always says, if you give us an inch, we'll defend it. And that's just kind of the attitude that this defense takes on. And so there's a lot of things to correct. As a coach, you're always thinking about the stuff you got to fix and correct. But I'm just proud of the guys in that moment to kind of stand firm and keep going one play at a time to get that stop.
Yeah, Coach, it was pretty incredible, too. I mean, you think about Texas moving the ball down the football field. They have a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line, pitch the ball on 2nd down. I think it was Lathan and Caleb came up with a huge play to stop the runner in the backfield. You get to 3rd and goal from the 8, and you're correct. I mean, the goal line stands that this team has had this year and the resiliency, I think, really speaks volumes not only about your unit but about the entire defense.
Well, I think it's an idea that, hey, it doesn't matter what situation you put us in. If we have a chance to fight and keep swinging, we will. And it's part of the culture, right? The culture here is fight. That's part of it, and we just kept fighting.
James, how is Cody Simon feeling? He took a big shot from Tyleik Williams. He has been an absolute warrior for your linebacker room this season.
I'm sure he's sore. He's an old man.
Yeah, I know.
Playing a lot of snaps, and you see the braces, you see all the stuff, but I tell the guys, I'm like, look, guys, I know what you're going through. I feel it. This is as similar to an NFL season as you're going to get in college, right? So he's got to keep taking care of them in the week of practice and make sure that they heal up. And, he's a professional, so he'll get as close back to normal as he can.
James, I got to go back to Jack Sawyer. I know you coach the linebackers, but everybody on that defense, you guys are all family, and every player matters. I don't know how long it's been. I mean, Cody is one of those guys. Cody Simon is one of those guys. But Jack as well just feels like he wears it on his sleeve, and he's just been all about the university and the team. And for him to have a play like that, it's going to go down in history.
It is, and it'll be legendary if you finish it. And so I think that's the focus on this group, is that you got 10 days together now, as a team to really, truly try to capture everything. And so we got to be able to rally together. And if you get these next 10 days, you focus and you go out there and execute, then, Sawyer's play just becomes even more legendary.
He is linebackers coach James Laurinaitis with us here on the postgame show. Coach, how was Buckeye Nation down there tonight? Know that everybody was worried about the snow and the travel. It sounded great, fantastic on the radio and on the television. Can't imagine how loud it was during the waning moments of that football game.
It was good, man. It was really good. And, it's obviously tough when you go down to Texas and you play in the Cotton Bowl right down the street from Austin, so it's but Buckeye Nation showed up. They're super supportive. Got super loud, obviously, on Jack's play. I think of Travion's, screen pass that he took to the crib. There's a lot of plays there, but it was awesome. Awesome to see, obviously, the support from Buckeye Nation as they travel well every time. I expect a very good turnout in Atlanta.
James, obviously a big storyline coming up for this one. Have you had a chance to talk to your buddy Marcus Freeman since Notre Dame punched their ticket?
Yeah, I congratulated him. I texted him this morning, happy birthday, since it is his birthday. And, he knows that I don't like to be called Jimmy, so of course he texts back, thanks, Jimmy, and we kept it moving, So I'll probably give him a call sometime this week just to say hello, and it'll probably be a very short conversation, and we'll keep it moving, and I'll see him on the 20th.
Coach, always appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us. Get back here to Columbus safe. Enjoy this victory, and we'll check in again hopefully next Monday night, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
There he goes, linebackers coach James Laurinaitis with us here on the postgame show. I mean, you just look at the room tonight for his guys. We were just talking big picture stuff there with him.
Sonny was great.
9 tackles for him, 1 sack, 3 TFLs. Cody, second on the team, tied with JT with 7 tackles, 4 solos for Cody this evening. And then as well, Sonny had a forced fumble too when he punched the ball out of, is that Quinn's hands?
Yeah. And they were just great. These linebackers have been unbelievable for this team all year. And he's stuffing the stat sheet. I know he got beat on the 1 touchdown, but again, we broke that down. They gave
it's a
up
good offense.
They gave up 2 touchdowns.
They can score points too.
They gave up 2 touchdowns. When it was all said and done, it looked like they were going to give up a third, but guess what? They didn't, because a guy who wears number 33, like James Laurinaitis, who wears number 33. Thank you, Ted. That's right. Just how crazy is that? Just guys out there making plays, wearing 3s.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always and forever, your Ohio State flagship station.
WBNS-FM HD1 Columbus.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
That play is going to be etched in my mind for quite a while. And depending on how Monday's game goes against Notre Dame, you had mentioned it. It's going to live in Buckeye lore for forever.
Well,
forever.
I know we don't have a lot coming up with our scoreboard segment, so I'll actually do something even better, and it'll just be some of the better Paul Keels calls of the great defensive plays here in the last 20 years for Ohio State football.
Again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl down in Dallas. Ohio State takes down Texas 28-14. Coming up next, we'll check your scoreboard from across the country. There was just one football game, and Tim's got something special for you. As the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
But that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
What do football and finances have in common? The team you play with makes a big difference. Credit Union of Ohio is your financial team to help you save and spend like a winner. Whether you're looking to make a big purchase or find ways to build up your savings, you'll always work with a team player at Credit Union of Ohio. Navigate your next big money play easily through Credit Union of Ohio's website at cuohio.org. That's cuohio.org. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
The Electrical and Teledata Professionals of Central Ohio, represented by IBEW Local Union 683 and the Central Ohio chapter of NECA, are proud to support our team for another electrifying season. Whatever your electrical and teledata needs, you'll be a winner by getting wired by our professionals. Spearheading these state-of-the-art services is our Electrical Trades Center in Columbus, Ohio. Implementing both classroom and on-the-job instruction, they assure continued top performance. To find an electrical and teledata professional, visit www.cohneca.org. We'll see you at the game.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Next up for the Buckeyes will be a matchup with Notre Dame for the College Football Playoff Championship in Atlanta on January 20th. That is next Monday. We're going to be on the air with the AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show beginning at 6 p.m. Again, the final score tonight from Texas. Ohio State takes down Texas 28-14. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Buckeye football lives here. The Fan. This is the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Ibuka, wide right. 2 tight ends on the left side of the line, Kazmarek and Christian. Will Howard will snuggle under his center, Carson Hinsman. 2nd and goal, Buckeyes at the Texas 9. Give to Judkins, running up the middle. Judkins gets to the 5. Judkins to the end zone. Touchdown. Quinshon Judkins on a 9-yard touchdown run. His 11th rushing touchdown of the season. And as we said, this Ohio State offense remains on fire. The Buckeyes lead 6-0.
9 carries for Quinshon tonight, 36 yards, 2 of them reaching pay dirt for him, also out of the backfield as well. 3 catches for 22 yards. Nice long of 11. Good night for Q and Trey, both.
There was a couple of spots throughout this football game, Beam, and tell me if you shared the opinion where I thought that Quinshon needs a cut up. Yeah. So yes, is the answer. But he still turns in a great game, right? And I think within the game, he proves where he can excel, and he is a great short yardage back. He's obviously a back that possesses a little bit of both. It's not that this guy doesn't have speed or can get outside. It's just if we go back and break down the film, and when they do review, you're going to notice he catches a screen pass, and he can possibly make a break to get a first down, and he's like yards short, and there's a 4th down play. Might have been a 3rd and 1 play. I think it was
2.
It was a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2 where
Kazmarek.
No, it was 3rd and 1.
Okay.
Because Kazmarek caught the ball over the middle, and it was right there close to it.
Yeah.
And what are they doing, Beam? It's partly on the play calling on Chip and Ryan, because you're pitching it back 5 yards on 3rd and a half a yard.
Texas got burned by it.
Get under center. like you did at the goal line and pound the football forward for the yard. Now, I do think that there was a way that Quinshon still could have picked it up if he would have cut it back and got north, but he tried to stretch it wide. But overall, the 2 touchdown runs for him were huge, half the scoring.
How about his block that he threw?
Yes, for Travion. There you go.
Yeah.
Like, he's a physical son of a gun. Like, this guy is tremendous. I still sometimes can't get over how good the running back room is here at Ohio State, and they don't have to be, running for 250 yards to be fully dynamic. I'm still, we kind of, in a way, burying the lead for this game. We're not really, because Jack Sawyer in the play that he made is and shall forever be the lead, and this will become a sidebar story, but it's still crazy that Jeremiah Smith was neutralized from this game.
Of course.
He was taken out of this game by the defensive strategy and structure that Texas chose to have. They wanted to have a cornerback on him and have some kind of bracket or some kind of cloud coverage, some kind of safety help to Jeremiah Smith the entire game. And they worked a little bit. I didn't think they worked too much to try to put Jeremiah Smith in motion or get him in different spots in the formation. But for the longest time, they were just working with Carnell Tate and Emeka Ibuka on the other side.
Which is working.
It was working.
And then Will ultimately tried to find Jeremiah Smith right after they came out of halftime and force it to him. And that's where you got the one interception. So
what do you think about that play?
I think that
broke that one down.
I think that was Will Howard saying, I need to get 4 involved in the football game, and I'm going to find him regardless. I'm going to throw him the football and see what happens. And Texas had him schemed up like they were the entire night. You put something pretty cool together, because I know it's short sight and we're only a couple hours away removed from Jack Sawyer's touchdown, but it did get you thinking about like best Buckeye big defensive plays. What was the first one that popped to your mind when Jack was running that touchdown in?
I also want to give Jared Smalley a little cred here, who's a great TV guy in Columbus, and he quickly jotted down some when he thought about the play, and I said, yes, that fits. Some of those plays really do rush back to you. If you keep this defensive only, you go back to a couple of the years where the Buckeyes followed through. I think following through and winning the national championship is going to matter for where this play stands up. But how about 2002? Great season, obviously, that ended with the national championship. And late in the year, or late October, you're at home against number 17 Penn State, and there is just no offense in that game. And then Chris Gamble, one of the great players in Ohio State history, two-way player, came up with a sensational play. Here's Paul Keels.
Penn State up 7-3, snap to Mills. Rolling to the left side with the football at his own 9. Throws it up the left sideline. Picked off by Chris Gamble down the right sideline to the 10. He's moving up to the middle of the field. Gamble to the 5 into the end zone. Chris Gamble, touchdown on his 3rd interception of the year on a day in which he started at cornerback. A 34-yard return, the 3rd pick that Zach Mills has thrown today, and Ohio State jumps in front.
Defensive effort there. They win that game 13-7, and their destiny season goes on. But the cutback, I mean, you know what a weapon Chris Gamble was. The speed in the open, the cutback around the 10-yard line, really sensational.
I can see it.
Oh, down the right sideline.
What about and I know you've got them all in front of you, what about a 2014 national semifinal against Alabama down at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans? One Steve Miller band.
Absolutely.
With the touchdown in that game.
What a great call. Here that one is.
Sims out of the shotgun, gets the snap, sets it as 28, throws upfield, intercepted at the 40 by Ohio State, up to 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and it's going to be an Ohio State touchdown by Steve Miller. Defensive end picked it off and raced up the right sideline. 33-21 Buckeyes.
And they're so big. You could say 85 yards through the heart of the South, right? But these kinds of defensive plays are unplanned. You're not counting on plays like that. You're counting on your offense going out there and executing. This is like finding a $100 bill under a couch cushion.
$1 million bill.
$1 million bill. When you get a play like that in a big game, I go back to 02. Because in the national championship game against Miami, This is a running back, but it turns out to be one of the great defensive plays in Ohio State history.
Trenzel under center, fakes the handoff, rolling, looking, throwing right side, and it's caught, intercepted by Sean Taylor in the end zone, bringing it up the left side, and he's still moving and taken down at his own 28-yard
We got the ball back.
Football fumbled at the end of the play.
We got it back.
Ohio State's got it. Ohio State has it inside the Miami 30 on an exchange twice on the same play.
Great hustle by number 13, Maurice Claret, coming from behind to take the ball away, coming up with a fumble recovery.
And Sean Taylor, the Miami safety, upset it himself.
I can't believe the star power in that clip, too.
Taylor.
Sean Taylor, the late great. Dorsey fired from the Browns. It's just, you've got Maurice Claret ripping the ball free.
That may be number one for me.
It's in the title game. It's a crazy
against
swing
that
play.
team, against that Miami team. Are you kidding me?
Here's a quick one. Another one hot back into 2014, 10 years ago. Team of Destiny here in 2024 now. Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
Folks remember this? Joey Bosa on the road at Penn State. Needing to make a play. It's double overtime. Let's just be done with this now, all right?
Christian Hackenberg in the shotgun. Hackenberg gets the snap, looks to throw, pressure coming. Hackenberg knocked down as Joey Bosa drove a lineman into him, and Ohio State ends the game as Bosa forces a lineman into Hackenberg to sack him.
I've never heard a place be so loud in my life. I was on the sidelines for that game working with Skip. I was bubble boying.
Bubble boying for that one.
Yeah, I had never heard a place louder in my life where you could almost see the sound. Like it was shaking and very disorienting. I've never heard a place go from
Something
that
that
loud.
Bill Walton would say.
Exactly. I'm tasting colors, man.
Oh my gosh, I was hearing sounds.
To go from that loud
Obviously, you're
to
hearing
that
sounds.
quiet.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one.
Oh my
you know
goodness.
what? I'm just going to shove you right into the quarterback.
Yeah, just
and
throw you right into the guy.
end the game. Again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State hands Texas a loss 28-14. Coming up next, we're going to hear from head coach Ryan Day as the Encova Insurance Buckeye Postgame Show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
This is ludicrous.
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
When you share your food, you share your heart. So what's on your table this holiday season? Save on your festive feast at Kroger with delicious deals on all the holiday classics. Or wow the crowd with something new, like a quinoa stuffed butternut squash. It's sure to add a pop of color to your spread. How about a sweet potato casserole with a crunchy oat streusel topping, made with care for the sweet tooth and the savory tooth? With Kroger, fill your table with love and watch as your guests' hearts get as full as their bellies. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get ready, Buckeye fans. Donato's just added something special to the pizza playbook. Introducing Donato's new Block O pizza. Donato's golden thin crust cut in that trademark Block O shape, loaded with crispy pepperoni, smoked provolone cheese, and Buckeye Spirit. It's the perfect pizza for game day or any day in Buckeye country. Now get a Block O pizza for just $10 with any pizza purchase. Order today with the Donato's app or at donatos.com.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination.
Our networked broadcast of Ohio State women's basketball, looking there to continue their undefeated season, will be Sunday as Ohio State hosts Oregon. Our pregame coverage will begin on Sunday again at 12:45 p.m. Again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State takes down Texas 28-14. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag Buckeyes Care.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Now through February 3rd, get a great lease deal or $2,000 customer cash on a new 24 or 25 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro. Or get 4.99 APR financing on remaining new 24 Tacomas and new 25s. With approved credit through TFS. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter models. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Get yourself Toyota ready. Toyota, let's go places.
Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan. Now back to the Encova Insurance Buckeye postgame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Sets up in a shotgun. Travion Henderson to his left. Smith wide left. Scott, Ibuka, and Tate wide right for Ohio State. Snap to Will Howard. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Howard in trouble. Dumps it down on the right side. Caught by Henderson. Runs to the Ohio State 25, to the 30, to the 35. Loose to the 40, to the 50. Down the right side goes Travion Henderson. And he's going to take it all the way to the house. Travion Henderson on a little slip screen out the right side. 75 yards to pay dirt. And Ohio State moves back in front of Texas.
What a great sound bed, too, Panama Ted. Woo! That's what I was doing at my house when Trey burst that loose.
Was that Blur?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Song 2?
Yeah, it sure
Great.
was.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect right there. How does that play happen?
I don't know.
That was such a pick-me-up because I'm telling you, like, you could feel it with Buckeye Nation. With the way that start was, it felt like it was going to be 21 or 28-0 again.
Game's gone.
And when it's gone, you've won, and it's going to be comfortable in the second half. You're not going to have to sweat it out or worry. And it wasn't that way. And then when Texas finally scores and, again, beats Sonny Styles there on the left corner of the end zone, right before half, you're thinking, oh, shoot, now we got a tie game. You really got to hope the second half Buckeyes will show up. And the second half Buckeyes did not yet show up in the third quarter. So then the game got really tight. And then Quinn Ewers in Texas even had a shot at the end of the half after the Travion touchdown.
Yeah.
They took the Hail Mary. I think it was Malik Hartford and maybe Lathan Ransom
running into each other.
Both, and there might have been a return. There might have been a chance for a 90-plus yard return.
All the Texas players were in the end zone.
They were all in the end zone, and then there were big slobs that were scattered back there at the 50. And Quinn.
Yeah. What about Ryan Day after the game? Because the Buckeye offense was stalled pretty much the second half, and Texas was doing some nice things moving the football. But a big one offensively for this team, Tim. 13 plays, 88 yards,
Unreal.
7 minutes and 45 seconds off the game clock to then put Ohio State up in this game 21-14, which was ultimately the go-ahead and the game-winning touchdown. Here's Ryan's thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'll just start by saying I felt like we were stopping ourselves on offense with the penalties, and I think that was the conversation that was being had on the sideline and in the locker room at halftime. Like we got to stop hurting ourselves with these penalties, because that was frustrating. I felt like we had a good rhythm. We were making some nice plays, executing, okay. Good enough, but then when you get some of these penalties, and they were big penalties, holding, 15-yarders, and that was really getting us, behind the sticks. So we knew we just had to buckle down, and like Will said, they were kind of keeping it in front. When you do that, you got to execute and move the ball all the way down the field. And now that I'm looking at it, it was 13 plays, 88 yards, and took 7:45 off the clock. At that moment, I was getting a little concerned that the defense was getting worn out because we were not on the field very much, and we needed a big long drive, and that's what these guys answered with. And obviously, Will was the leader in the huddle.
I agree with that.
Your drives
I agree.
in the second half was 1 minute and 56 seconds, 2 minutes and 6 seconds, 3 and out, punt, 4 plays, -5 yards, 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and then you got to the big 13 play, 88 yards, 7:45. The next time you touched the ball was at the very end of the football game where Caleb Downs basically sealed it there. You needed one first down, Texas needed a miracle, but that was it. Like that was it. That's all the possessions for Ohio
and what
State.
he's talking about there too, they need to clean that up. I hope, and I know they will. They'll make a big deal out of that, because if you're going to try to win a championship, you want to maximize your opportunities and your chances to do that. And when you have the best talent out there, when you've got a good game plan, because again, I think a lot of our thoughts and our feelings on how the offense was performing, it was some player control stuff out there that made it hard. If you want to blame coaches, I mean, that's all well and good. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. But when you have got 2nd and 20, 2nd and 25 on, 3 straight drives, that's the reason we all call them drive killers as football fans.
On that drive, on that touchdown drive.
And a false start, right? So for them to overcome a lot of that, it just shows you how good of a team this is. I don't expect you're going to see something similar to that, 9 penalties for 75 yards in the next game, as big as it will be.
And they'd been very clean up to this point in the playoffs. 2 penalties, I think, against Tennessee, maybe 3.
It had been really clean.
Against
2
Oregon
or 3
in the Rose Bowl. I don't know if you doubled up your total number from the playoffs, but it was significantly more.
I think they did.
Significantly more than what you had in the first couple of games. Again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl: Ohio State hands Texas a loss 28-14. Coming up next, we're going to wrap things up, hand out some Buckeye leaves as the Encova Insurance Buckeye Postgame Show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Buckeye fans celebrate all kinds of game day traditions. The most delicious ones begin at Giant Eagle and Market District, where you can always enjoy the perks of game day. Get ready for kickoff with fresh and prepared foods from Giant Eagle and Market District, or fuel up and grab snacks and drinks on your way to watch the game. You'll earn perks and save no matter where you stop. Giant Eagle, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeyes Care strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. You can join American Electric Power, Donato's Kroger, the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS TV in Columbus, and supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeyes Care. Again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl: Ohio State hands Texas a loss 28-14. More of the Encova Insurance Buckeye Postgame Show coming up on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
We have acres of brand new Chevys, Chryslers, Jeeps, Dodges, and Ram vehicles, as well as used cars and trucks that you're looking for at the Jeff Weiler Columbus Auto Mall in Canal Winchester. And if we don't have what you're looking for, we can find it at one of our 23 other locations. So come shop the lot or view over 2,000 cars right at your fingertips at JeffWeilerColumbusAutomall.com. Plus, use Weiler Direct to see monthly payments, value your trade, and get pre-approved. Rooted in family, driven by you.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Get ready, Buckeye fans. Donato's just added something special to the pizza playbook. Introducing Donato's new Block O pizza. Donato's golden thin crust cut in that trademark Block O shape, loaded with crispy pepperoni, smoked provolone cheese, and Buckeye Spirit. It's the perfect pizza for game day. or any day in Buckeye country. Now get a Block O pizza for just $10 with any pizza purchase. Order today with the Donato's app or at donatos.com.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Encova Insurance Buckeye Postgame Show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Nobody out wide. 2 tight ends on the right, 1 on the left. Judkins behind Howard in an I formation, gird the fullback. Howard under center. Takes the snap. Hands Judkins coming left side. Judkins snipes into the end zone for his second rushing touchdown of the night. A 1-yard run for Quinshawn Judkins, who scored the first TD of the game from 9 yards out. And Ohio State has broken the tie. They lead 20-14.
That would be it. That was a game-winning touchdown right there, let alone an unbelievable defensive stand by Jack Sawyer and by everybody else in the Silver Bullet defense at the after that drive where Texas moved their way down the football field. But that was technically the game-winning touchdown.
It didn't feel like the game-winning touchdown.
No, but it was.
It felt like one of the great plays in Buckeye football history was the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
It gave you a little bit of that cushion. And let's not forget Caleb Downs with that interception.
Tyvis Powell is yelling somewhere, "Why are you going down?"
I mean, he went down right away.
Why are you going down?
He went down right away.
Keep running.
He is just exceptional. Gosh, it's great to have him on this team. He wasn't even in the frame. I didn't know where he was coming from. And then he stepped in front. He had that play on Trayshawn Holden on the sideline in the Rose Bowl. Made Holden just throw his helmet onto the sideline. He was like, "I'm done. We can't do anything. This guy out here."
It was a great all-out performance. And you were tested, too. You shot yourselves in the foot a couple of times. You were tested. And Notre Dame, obviously a very different team than when they lost to Northern Illinois. That's what's coming up on Monday. They were tested against Penn State, too, and James Franklin. And we all watched that game. Drew Aller throwing the ball with 28 seconds left. Great play by the Notre Dame defender. That's what you get next week. Tons of storylines. Marcus, obviously, being one of them. Marcus Freeman, their head coach, being a Buckeye, being from Huber Heights. Not very far away from Central Ohio here. So all kinds of storylines for us to get into here in this next week. Let's do some Buckeye leaves.
It's time to hand out some Buckeye leaves.
Do you want to say it or do I want to say it? Jack Sawyer, Buckeye leaves.
I mean, he could get whatever the maximum allowed is, and then double.
Yeah.
Whatever the maximum allowed by rule, and then double that. That's what he gets.
6 at least.
Then 12.
And then double that.
Yeah.
24.
Then 2 dozen.
24.
That's how big of a deal what that play was in doing everything. And Jay, you mentioned it before, playing through the rolled up ankle, and you could see him on the sideline, really in a lot of pain, but trying to go through it and then still making some incredible plays. He had the first stop on the 1st and goal from the 1 to make sure that it was a 2nd and goal from the 1.
Shed his defender.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Just
Helmet right in the rib cage.
Right there in the backfield. Huge stop at the time to just sort of reset the tone. We're not just giving you this touchdown. It is not going to happen.
Why would we?
Yeah, it's 21-14. You might be thinking that it's 21-21, but not yet. So his numbers, 2.5 TFLs, 1.5 sacks, 7 tackles. My God. He's good.
Everybody, Buckeye leaves.
Everybody.
Everybody.
What a game. What a game. Igbinosun had some stuff in coverage. I thought there was a couple issues in coverage today, but Downs, Igbinosun, Hancock, a lot of these guys, Ransom, they're coming up and making big stops in space. That's what was good to see, the tackling.
Not targeted very minimal.
Very minimal.
Very minimal.
Missed one tackle out there.
Yep.
But, again.
They have athletes, too.
These guys got it done. Cody Simon and Sonny Styles at the top of the sheet on defense, the job they did. And look, Jeremiah Smith, you're getting Buckeye leaves, man. Everything that you've done for this team so far, and to be someone that affects a game plan in its entirety. And look what it did to open up Carnell Tate, Buckeye leaves. He dropped that touchdown. He wanted that back so bad, but they scored on the next play. So it was all good. And Abuka and Kazmarek making catches out there.
Quick side on Emeka real quick before we get out of here. His first drive was everything you embody, what you want a Buckeye to be.
Yeah.
He was catching things. He was blocking. He shielded a Texas defender on the goal line where Quinshawn was able to navigate his way into the end zone. Like Emeka Egbuka, I'm going to miss that guy when he leaves. He's got one game left to go. and he is incredible. And he continues, just rocketing up the leaderboards with every single game that he plays in.
So I think he's got a shot at the all-time receiving yardage record now. With what he added 5 for 51 today, it's going to be real close.
It is.
Down to the last game, it's going to be real close.
And
he's tremendous.
Travion and Quinshon both getting over 1,000 yards as well. It's like right on the cusp, and that has never been done in school history where we've had two backs go over for 1,000 in the same season.
Yeah, felt like you could have twin 1,000s. As good as these guys are, they've been healthy, and they'll get to do it in a national championship game. Beam, you're playing Notre Dame for the national championship.
How does it get better than that?
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now.
How many times do you think we're going to hear that in the next 9 days?
15,000.
Yeah, maybe. I think I'll take the over. I think I'll take 15,001. Timmy, I had so much fun tonight. What do you say we reconvene and next Monday evening? It'll probably be Tuesday morning by that point that we're on. But if they allow us, are you good with doing post-game for what is hopefully a national championship celebration?
I can't wait. Let's enjoy this one for a few days and can't wait to get to it, Beam.
The executive producer of Ohio State Radio Sports is Skip Mossick. On behalf of our studio producer, Panama Teddy Holbrook, and for Timmy Hall, I'm Brandon Beam, inviting you to join us Monday, January 20th, as Ohio State will face off with Notre Dame for the College Football Playoff Championship in Atlanta. We're going to be on the air with the AEP Energy Buckeye pregame show beginning at 6 p.m. Ohio State football has been brought to you statewide by Bob Evans Farms and by Encova Insurance. Once again, the final score tonight from the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State moves past Texas 28-14, finds themselves in the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Thanks for listening. This is the Ohio State Sports Network presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics. This has been Buckeye Football from Learfield.
And brought to you locally by State Farm, your Central Ohio Toyota dealers, and by the Diamond Cellar on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekdays beginning at 6 a.m. with Morning Juice.